Hey guys, I know it's like really late to be doing this live, but I had this excellent idea that going live and then saving it is, and uploading it to YouTube is then going to double as not only my live for the day, but my blog for the day because I don't have a whole lot of mental capacity left at this point because I sat watching a little too much TV. Because continuing on with my 90-day trend from last night, I didn't realize this. Xfinity like totally got this one over on me, but there is almost two full seasons of 90 Days What Now, and it goes back through some of our favorite couples and just kind of does this update on them. People like Curliam and Paul. No, Curliam is from Brazil, but Paul is the crazy with the other crazy Brazilian. Anyways, the point being, if you have a DVR, go look up 90 Days, Where Are They Now? But anyways, the point of this post, when I had planned out what I wanted to talk about and where I thought I was going to all go with this month, in keeping with this theme of finding your fire, because that's been something that's really been a key component of my life over the last couple of years, was this idea of finding your fire and what that means to me, and where and how I want to share that with other people who are or who either are going through kind of a traumatic loss situation or are just feeling that sense of who am I, what am I doing, what greater purpose is there in life, all of those kind of questions. So this week I wanted to delve into the finding part of finding your fire, starting with how, what is it to find your fire? Because for some people it might feel like, did you have it and then you lost it? Have you never had it and you're trying to find it for the first time? Or is it something that you've just forgotten and you're remembering where you put it? Or is it something that you purposefully put away and are now going to try to retrieve from wherever you put it away? So that's the concept of kind of the finding part, is delving into and asking yourself some of those tough questions. The key with any of this learning that I've been doing is really digging into some of these deep questions. And that looks different for everyone. So not everyone is a journaler or a writer to process their thoughts. Some people just really chew on questions verbally and they just need quiet time and they just kind of go into their own heads and they think through it. Other people think, but they do that thinking while they're doing another activity, fishing or doing laundry or folding clothes, whatever you do. I encourage you to don't shy away from asking yourself and thinking through some of these questions of, and maybe the term finding your fire doesn't really actually resonate with you. Maybe it's something more just like getting your you back, or finding your passion for life again. Anything along those lines. When you've had this event, and for me, it kind of was a mixture of a whole lot of things happening. It was divorce, and it was just having to kind of change my identity because I no longer could be just a stay-at-home mom and a caregiver for Kendall. I had to figure out how to be a breadwinner. And then just is trying to figure out who I was on my own as Tara Reed Atkinson. I don't know who it was that I identified with anymore because I lost a sense of who I was as I became a mom and as I became Kendall's mom specifically, with all of her needs and issues that would come up. So that was where my finding my fire moment came from, was realizing that the fire, the passion, the reason that I was even who I was for my kids even was starting to come into question. And so I had to dig into, okay, what are you doing? That was one of my first questions. What am I doing? What am I going to do? Because everything that I thought I knew is gone. And now we have to come up with a whole new way of functioning, right? So it was that to start with. What am I going to do? Who am I? And that's a question that if you're going through something like this, and it doesn't have to be as dramatic even, it could just be a like kind of not even midlife, because I think that's a misnomer. Like how do you know when the fullness of your life is? So how do you back that up and know when the halfway point of your life is? But somewhere around, like, you're out of the party stage of the 20s. Your kids aren't necessarily babies anymore, but they certainly are still dependent on you. And maybe everything that you got for a wedding gift is starting to break, including even your marriage communication a little bit. And that all starts to change who you are and how you feel, and how you respond to the world around you. So the first question is to ask yourself, what am I doing? Secondly, I had to get into, okay, if I feel this sense of loss, where did I lose it? Did I ever have it? Like I said at the beginning of this little spiel, is it you had it and you lost it and you have no idea where it's at? Did you never have it? Or did you put it away purposefully and you're now retrieving it? Or did you completely just forget about this because everything else weighed down on you? So those are 4 different ways of being in this state of finding your fire. So asking yourself, did I ever have it? Did I ever have this passion for life? And if so, what was that? If you don't think you've ever had it, ask yourself, what would be my passion and my fire for life? If you've forgotten about it, it's surrounding yourself or asking people around you, like, hey, if you had to describe my passion, if you had to tell me, speak back to me good, encouraging words, what would you say to me? I have people who tell me on this page, on Instagram, wherever, like, you're inspirational, you inspire me. And I want to, and maybe I'll start doing this more, but saying, how do I inspire you? Because sometimes I don't even feel like I can inspire myself, let alone other people. So ask people around you, like, what is my passion? How do I help? What do I bring to the world and the community around me? And if it's something that you purposefully put away, ask yourself why. Why did you feel the need to put away something that lit you up from the inside? And how are you going to then go back and get it? How are you going to find what it is that you put away, lost, never knew, or have forgotten? How are you going to find it? And just allow those questions to kind of marinate. Again, I process by writing. I think a lot of people do process by writing, but they tell themselves they're not a writer. It's a story. So ask yourself if you need to write it down, type it out, speak it into the recorder on your phone while you're sitting and waiting to get another line or at another soccer practice. Or just let the questions kind of bounce around in your head and hear what the answers are that come to you from deep inside. You have to go deep to dig through some of these questions. And that's part of the problem, is that we, especially as women, don't like to face pain. We don't like to face conflict. And we wear this as a badge of honor. Like, oh, I just like to avoid conflict. Like, who doesn't? Okay, it doesn't put you in this like 1% of the population. Really, no one likes conflict. But conflict and working through it is where we find our strength. Some of our greatest strength lies on the other side of conflict. And it's not conflict. If you're really, truly trying to find that answer and you know it's going to be what helps you, dive into that conflict, because I guarantee you it's not going to be as conflictual as you think it is. But sit with it. Sit with these questions and ask yourself, what does it mean to find your fire? Find it, remember it, have someone else speak it back to you, or go get it from wherever you put it away. So those are my homework instructions for tonight. We'll be talking more about this concept of finding and losing or forgetting or putting away throughout this week, hopefully much earlier than 10 o'clock at night and 11 o'clock at night. Wow. Unless this time works for everyone, then I'll be back here. So that's what I'm talking about tonight. If you missed the beginning part of this, this again is going to be uploaded onto the blog, and you'll get the nice midnight emails that I've been doing the last few nights. I'm sorry if anyone actually gets notifications of their phone when I post these blog posts. I'll get better by the 31st of the month, I promise. Anyways, thanks for everyone who has watched. If you have any questions, let me know. As usual, love and hugs to all of you who have been here from the beginning, who are here faithfully. You guys make me smile. So I hope you're having a great night, and go get some sleep because it's almost bedtime. We all need to get in bed so we can wake up fresh in the morning. So have a good night.